Assalamu alaikum. How are you, everybody?
Fine, what about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Let's do today the standard form. Sorry for being late, but I have a problem with my iPad because of that. I'm late. Today we'll take an easy lesson. I know that you need to sleep because of the school, so it's not a hard lesson. Our lesson today is a standard form. What is the standard form? Standard form, it means to write our number in this form. A times 10 power of n. Sometimes n is positive, and we will learn when it will be positive. And sometimes it's negative, so there is a cases to be positive or negative. Okay. Let's see a number in a standard form. The number in standard form must be as this form. The number, like A, must be greater than or equal 1, but less than 10. So A can't be 2-digit. Always A is 1 digit. It can be 9.9999. Okay, so it can be like this, 9.999 times 10 power of something. Okay, but it can't be 10. Okay, when the power is positive, when we have a whole number, like for example, if I have a number like this, it's 3 million, and I ask you to write in a standard form. I imagine that I have a decimal point here, and I want to move it to the right till I make my number smaller than 10. So I will move it 1 digit. It's 300,000, still greater than 10. Still my number greater than 10, it's 30,000. And if I stop here, it's 3,000 and 3,000. Sure, it's greater than 10. And if I stop here, it's 300, and sure, 300 is greater than 10. And if I stop here, my number is also greater than 10 till I reach here. My number becomes 3, and the 3 is smaller than 10, so I stop here. So it will be 3 times, and I count how many digits I moved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 10 power of what? It will be 10 power of 6. Okay. So my number is written in a standard form. Okay. Why we write the number in a standard form? It helps us in large numbers. But when we use these large numbers, if I talk about the planets, the Earth and the Sun, always the distance between the Earth and the Sun is very large value. So we write it in a standard form. And if I want to calculate, for example, the velocity of something, the velocity is distance over time. So to make any operation by using standard form, like what we will learn later, it's easier to use the standard form. Okay, so first we learn how to write the number in standard form, then we will do the operations on a standard form. So if I have a number like this, 7,000, and I want to write my number in a standard form, I will place here a decimal point, then I will move it till I make my number greater than 1 but less than 10. So I stop here, then I count how many digits I moved. So I moved 3 digits, so it will be 7 times 10 power of 3. Okay, so this is my number in a standard form. So after I finish, I have to check, is my number smaller? Yes, it's smaller than 10 and greater than 1. And the power here is positive because my number is whole number, not decimal number. Okay. But what is the opposite of standard form? Is the ordinary form. If I have a number like this, 0.0007, okay, sorry, I want to write the number first on ordinary form, I'm sorry. If I have a number like 3 times 10 power of 4 and I ask you to write it in ordinary form, this means I have to remove the power and write the number as a normal number. So I will write 3 multiplied by, if I have 10 power of 4, this means what? 1 and 4 zeros, okay? So it's like this. So my number is 30,000, okay? So if I ask you to write the number in ordinary form, this means I have to remove 10 power of something and write it as a normal number. If I have 3.14 times 10 power of 4 or times 10 power of 6, and I ask you to write it in ordinary form, so I will make 3.14 multiplied by 1 and 6 zeros. So it's million. So I will move my decimal point 6 digits. So 1, 2. So it's 314. And still I have 3 zeros. I will place them by 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Okay. This is the ordinary form. Type. What about if I have a number in decimal? How I can write it in standard form? If my number is like this, 0.0008, and I ask you to write it in a standard form. Or 0.000027 or 0.00018. Okay, I want to write these numbers in standard form. Here my numbers are smaller than 10. So I have to make them bigger than 10. How? By moving the decimal point to the right. So if I move it here, it's still 0.008, it's smaller than 1. And here it's 0.08, smaller than 1. And here it becomes 0.8, so it's smaller than 1 as well. So I have to move it here to make it 8, right? So my number is 8 times, how many digits I repeated? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it becomes 10 power negative 4. So this is my number in standard form. So if I have a number in decimal, the power must be in negative, okay? Let's do this one. I have this number and I want to make it bigger than 1 and smaller than 10. So if I move it here, it's less smaller. Here it's less than 1. Here is less than 1. Here it's less than 1. Here it's less than 1. And here it becomes greater than 1. It's 2.7. Okay, then I will look how many digits I repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 10 power negative 6. Okay, so always the negative power, this means divide. Okay, I have here my number 0.00018. I will move my decimal point here. Okay, it's still smaller than 10. And here it's still smaller than 1, sorry. Still smaller than 1. And here my number is 1.8 times 10 power of what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 power of negative 4. So this is my number in standard form. This is my number in standard form. This is my number in standard form. Okay? Always the number in standard form. If it's a decimal, the power is negative. So now let's go to the opposite. I want to write my decimal, my number with negative power in ordinary form. Ordinary form. So if I have a number like this, 0. No, it's 2. It's 2 times 10 power negative 3. Or 3 times 10 power negative 5, or 6 times 10 power negative 8. If I ask you to write it in a standard form, in an ordinary form, this means I have to make this as divide, and that as divide, and this as divide. So 2 divided by 1 and 3 zeros. Okay, so always if it's negative power, this means it's a divide. And the power is the number of repeated zeros. So it becomes 0.00. If I divide this, I will move it 3 digits. So 0.00.0. So it's 0.002. Okay. Here is another number. I want to write it in ordinary form. So it will be 3 divided by 1 and 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I imagine here I have a decimal point. Then I will move it to the left 5 digit. So here is my 1 digit. Then I place 1, 2, 3, 4.0. So my answer will be 0.00003. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I have this number. I can do it mentally, but I'm still explaining. So 6 divided, if I have a negative power, this means I have to divide. And I have 1 and 8 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I will place the decimal point here. Then I move it to the left 8 digit. So how many zero I need? I have only 1 digit, so I have 7 zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 7 zeros. So it will be 6, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be like this. Okay. So please, let's, any question? Let's practice it.
Okay.
No question.
Okay, thank you. Write in standard form. $23,000. 7, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 81, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And D 3, 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Ahmed, please solve the first one. I want to write this number in standard form. Okay, yes, thank you. Rawan, please, the second one. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I think it's 7. Let's check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I stop here, it's 75, and 75 is greater than 10, so it's the power of 7. Yes, please do it like this to get it correct. Thank you, Rawan. Ruba, please, I want to write C in a standard form. Yes, we move it 9 times, so it will be 8.1 times 10 power of 9. Thank you. Ahmed, please, may you get the D for us?
ماشي، هو النت كان قطع من شوية ما سمعتش حاجة أصلا.
You cannot write the number in standard form. So please be with me. I put a decimal point, then I move it to the left till I find my number. A must be greater than or equal 1 and less than 10. So I have to make my number only one digit. The maximum, it will be 9.99, okay? So I have a decimal point here. I put my decimal point, then I move it to the left. So let's count with me. If I stop here, Ahmed, it is still greater than 10. I want the number greater than 1, but less than 10. Here, still greater than 10. Here, still greater than 10. I keep moving till I find my number. If I stop here, it's 31.2. So it's greater than 10. So I have to stop here to make my number greater than 1, but less than 10. Okay? So it will be 3.121 times 10 power. I will count how many movements I move. Count with me, please, ya Ahmed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I move 8 movements. So it will be 10 power of 8. Okay? Another one for you. If I have a number like that, 83,000, and I want to write my number in a standard form, this means what? I have to make my number greater than 1 but less than 10. So I place a decimal point here and I move it till I get my number greater than 1 and less than 10. So here still greater than 10, greater than 10. If I stop here, Ahmed, my number is 83, still greater than 10. So I have to move one digit more. Here my number is 8.3. So it's greater than 1 but less than 10. So it will be 8.3 times 10 power. How many movements? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 10 power 4. So this is my number in a standard form. Okay? Got it?
تمام فهمتها.
Okay. So if I have the number, Ahmed, in decimal like that, if I have the number 0.003 and I want to write my number in standard form, so what I have to do here, I have this time to move my decimal to the right. Okay, why? To make it greater than 1. My number here is smaller than 1. So let's move it to the right to 1. So it's still smaller than 1. If I stop here, it's 0.3 smaller than 1. So I have to be here. So my number now is 3. How many movements I moved? 1, 2, 3. So I moved the 3 digit. But if my number in decimal, my power will be in negative. So it will be like that. Another one for you. If I have a number like 0.000015 and I want to write my number in standard form, what is the problem here? My number is smaller than 1. So I want to make it bigger than 1. So we will move the decimal point till I get my number greater than 1. So still smaller than 1, and here still smaller than 1, here still smaller than 1, and here it's 0.15, so smaller than 1, and here it's 1.5, and 1.5, sure, it's greater than 1. So 1.5 times 10 power. How many movement? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's 10 power negative 5. Always is, if my number in decimal, the power will be in negative. Okay? So please, may I ask you to solve 2 for me?
اوكي تمام.
Okay, thank you. If I have a number like this, 21,000, and I ask you to write it in a standard form, and 0.00065. Please write in standard form. Yes, please. Solve it on the board. Go to advanced options and try to get the marker, and please, Ahmed, solve it on the board.
لا ما أنا فاتح من تليفون مش عامل حسابي أصلا.
Okay, so what will be the answer? Say it already.
تبقى 2
Yes.
10.1 by 10 power 4.
By 10 power of 4. Yes, thank you. This is correct. And the second one?
5.
5 or 6?
6.
Yes.
6.5
Yes.
by
Times 10 power
negative 4. لا ثانية.
2, 3, 4. Yes, perfect. Negative 4. Thank you, Ahmed. Okay. Also, we have the ordinary form. If I ask you to write the number in ordinary form, if I ask you to write 0.00, no, 2 times 10 power 4 in ordinary form, this means I have to put it back in normal form, okay? So you will make 2 times and I will make 1 and 4 zeros. Okay, so it will be 20,000. Sorry, 20,000. If I have 3.5 times 10 power of 3, this means I have to make 3.5 times 1, and because the power is 3, so it will be 3 zeros. Then I will multiply, so I have to move the decimal point 3 digit. So it will be 3500. So this is my number in ordinary form. Okay? Okay, Ahmed?
Okay, تمام.
If my number is in this in negative power, like 2 times 10 power of negative 3, and I won't write my number in ordinary form, the negative power, this means divide. Okay, then I will write my number is 10 power of 3, which is 1000. And when we divide, as you learned before, I will put imaginary decimal point and I move it to the left. How many digits? 3 digits. So this is the first digit. So I have to place 2 zeros, then decimal point and 0. So it will be 0.002. Okay, another one. If I have 7.1 multiplied by 10 power of negative 4, and I want to write it in ordinary form, this means 7.1 divided, because of negative power, 1 and 4 zeros. So this means I have to move my decimal point to the left 4 digit. So this is my first digit. So how many zeros I have to add? I have to move it 4 digits. So I have to add only 3 zeros to then put that my decimal point. So it becomes 71,000.0. It was the decimal point here, and I move it 1, 2, 3, 4, and I make it here. Okay, clear?
Okay, تمام.
Okay, thank you. Let's practice it. Write in ordinary form. If my number is 2.35 multiplied by 10 power of 5, 6.28 multiplied by 10 power of 6, C 7.49 multiplied by 10 power of 7, okay, and D is 8.29 multiplied by 10 power of 6. So I want to solve the first one, and I want to write my number in ordinary form.
هتبقى 2.35.
Yes, because the power is positive, so I have to make it multiply, but write it in expanded form. 10 power of 5, it means 1 and 5 zeros. So then in multiply, I move the decimal point to the right. So let's move it 5 digits. Yes, I move the decimal point 5 digits. So these are the 2 digits, then add 3 zeros. Yes. So we can subtract. I have 2 decimal places. I have, sorry, two whole number, and I have five movements. So I have to add only 3 zeros. Yes. Thank you. Roba, please, the second one. Yes. 1 and 6 zeros. So it will be, yes, 4 zeros. Thank you. Thank you, Roba. Perfect. Ahmed, please.
حاضر.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So 10, 1 and 7 zeros. So how many zero we need? We have four whole number, sorry, 2 decimal places. So we need 7 minus 2 will be 5 zeros. Mhm. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, thank you. The other Ahmed, please, I want you to help me solving the last one.
اوكي هتبقى 2.29
I have here
باي
8. 8.
أيوة
8.29. So first I will write 8.29 times 10 power. How many zeros? I will put 1. And how many
8.
zeros? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then
هتبقى 829 و 40.
yes, 2, 9 and 4 zeros. Thank you. Perfect. Let's do it. We cover now how to write the number in standard form and also how to put it again in the ordinary form. Let's go to the operations on a standard form. As you know that we have 4 different operations. Addition and subtraction are the same. Multiply and divide. So let's start by multiply. If I have a number in a standard form, always the number is in a standard form. If there is an operation, we write it between brackets. So if I have a number like 3.2 times 10 power of 5 multiplied by 8 times 10 power of 3. And I ask you to solve or find out the answer. Okay, then write it in a standard form. So we have two procedure. We can write the number in a standard form, in ordinary form, and the other number on ordinary form, and then put it back in a standard form. Like I can write 3.2 in ordinary form, so it's a 3, 2, and 4 zeros as we learned. Okay, then we multiply it by 8 and 3 zeros. Okay, then we multiply the two numbers together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we multiply 8 by 32 on calculator to get the answer. It will be 256. This is my answer, but it's not in a standard form. Then we put it back in a standard form. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it becomes 2.56 times 10 power of 9. Okay, but why we do like this? If I put it on calculator, it means I will get the same answer. Yes, if you put it on calculator, you will get same answer. But this question in the exam, it's out of 3. So if I write the answer, only the final answer, I will get 1 out of 3. So I have to show my working out. So because of that, we have to write the steps. So write it in expanded form, and this is in expanded form. Then get the answer, then put it back as in a standard form. Okay, and this way we will use it in addition and subtraction. This is the main way in addition and subtraction. We have to use it. Okay, let's do another one. Work out 7.5 multiplied by 10 power of 5 by 6.2 multiplied by 7.5 multiplied by 10 power of 5 by 6.2 multiplied by 10 power of 3. So let's write it in expanded form. It will be 7, 5, and 4 zeros. And here it becomes 62 and 2 zeros. Then I drop the zeros 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then multiply 75 by 62. It will be 4,650. Then I write my number again in a standard form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will be 4.65 times 10 power 9. So if I do it like this, I will get the 3 marks. But what about the division? Division is the same. If I have 81 multiplied by 10 power of 5 divided by, it's not in a standard form, I'm sorry, it's a 3.8.1 divided by 3 multiplied by 10 power of 2. What we can do here, in division we have easier way. In division we have easier way. We can divide the numbers together, so we can make 8.1 divided by 3 multiply by and make 10 power of 5 divided by 10 power of 2. It's acceptable? Yes, it's acceptable. So I can take these numbers together and divide, then the multiply for the standard form and make 10 power of 5 divided by 10 power of 2. I will do this on calculator. So 8.1 divided by 3 will be 2.7. And here I have 10 power of 5 divided 10 power of 2. As we learned before, in divide, we subtract the powers. So it will be 10 power of 3. So this is my answer. Okay. So we can take the numbers together and the tens together. Then we carry out the divide operation for each one separately. Then I will write the answer. Okay. This is a way. It's not wrong. Also, we can use the same way in multiplication. So we can write the number in expanded form, then write the number in expanded form, and then divide them. Okay, so we can make it like 81 is 810000 divided by 300. Then we get the answer on calculator, then write it in a standard form again. As you know that in divide we cross out the zero, so we can cross it out. So it will become 81 divided by 3, and that gives us 2,700. And we write it back in a standard form. It will be 2.7 times 10 power of 3. So both are correct, and both will give us same answer. Okay. So use what you want. But this way is general way we use it on all operations: multiply, plus, minus, and divide. If I have a number 7.2 times 10, this is for addition. 7.2 times 10 power of 5 plus 8.1 times 10 power of 3. And I ask you to write it in a standard form. Sorry, get the answer and write it in a standard form. So I will write this in expanded form. It will be 72000 plus 81 0 0. Then I add them. It will be 728,100. Then we write the answer again in a standard form. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 7.281 times 10 power of 5. So we can apply this way in all of them. Write it in ordinary form, get the answer, then put it back in standard form. Any question?
No.
No.
Okay, let's practice it. Ahmed, it's okay for you?
تمام.
Okay, thank you.
Miss, what about subtracting?
Subtracted the same as the addition, like them. Okay, let's do one on subtraction. If we have 9.2 times 10 power of 6, subtract 2.4 times 10 power of 3. How we can get the answer? Write it in ordinary form. So it will be 9, 2, and 5 zeros minus 2, 4, and 2 zeros. Then we get the answer. It's 9197600. Then I put it back in standard form. So I place my decimal and move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's 10 power of 6, and the number is 9.1976. Okay, times 10 power of 6. Sometimes he asks you to write your standard form number to the nearest 3 significant figure. Sometimes he asks you to write the number 3 significant figure. What does it mean? I have to round the decimal, not the 10. So I will count 1, 3 significant figure. This means the most important digit from the left. So I will count 1, 2, 3. So my 9 is my third significant figure. I count 1, 2, 3. I stop at 9 and I check the digit previous to 9 is 7. So 7 is one of the rich digit. So it give 9, 1. So this become 0. And I will carry up in the next digit 1. So it will be 2.9. So if he asks you to round the number in standard form, he asks about the decimal number, not 10 times 10 power 6. If he asks you to write it in to round the number, we do like this. If not, we keep the answer. Okay, got it? Okay. So let's practice. Any question here? Okay. Workout. Sorry. Eight. 9.4 times 10 power of 5 times 3.1 times 10 power of 4. Okay. Rowan, please may you solve it on the board? Yes, first we write it in expanded form. Yes, 9, 4, and 4 zeros. And 31 and 3 zeros. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Yes. Is that in standard form? Yes. Yes, thank you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. Okay. Is it- I'm sorry, I'm back. Okay. Find out. .2 times 10 power 4 plus 3.9 times 10 power of 3. So please, Robust, try to solve it. Okay. Okay. Yes, so it will be 3.59 times 10 power 4. It's perfect. Thank you, Rob. Ahmed, please, I want to solve this one. 8.1 times 10 power 4 multiplied by 3.9 times 10 power 6. It will be 81, I think, and 4 zeros, and the 3 zeros, sorry. I have its power of 4, so you have to move the decimal point 4 digits. Yes, thank you. Yes, then multiply them together. So please, when you multiply them, don't write the decimal point. The decimal point when you put it in a standard form. Then put it in a standard form. Put it back in a standard form. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yes. Yes, perfect. Thank you. It will be power of 11. 11 movement. Thank you. The other Ahmad, please, I want you to do this. 2.39 times 10 power of 5 plus 6.9 multiply 10 power of 4.
اوكي حاضر.
You will try to solve it on the board? Or tell me.
هجرب ألعب.
Okay.
هجرب.
Okay, thank you.
طب ما هحلها فورة وابعتها لحضرتك لحد ما نشوف القلم ده مش شغال ليه.
But I can see you make a dot here, but make it
تقيل.
make it thinner. Yeah, you can choose like here something like very thin and
ده تليفون فمش هيظبط.
طب try. I can see your handwriting.
بصي انا ولا تختاري ده وتختاري ايه؟ لو اختارت ايه ده اللي انا هخش
ايه ده يا جنى؟
لو اختارت بي انا مش هختار
مش هتظبط مش جاي.
Okay, but I can see it's thin, yeah, like here. It's like this, right? It's
انا هحلها فورة وابعتها لحضرتك دلوقتي والسؤال الجاي بحله على
okay,
طول.
okay, no problem. Okay. Take your time.
ما تهدي يا جنى. هي دي 6.9.
6.9, yes.
هتبقى 3 by 10 power 5.
Okay. The final answer, what will be the working out?
هتبقى أول واحدة 2 3 9 و 3 zeros plus
2, 3,
69
9 and 3 zeros. Yes, thank you.
69 و 3 zeros برضو.
Yes.
التوتال
Then
بتاعهم
after
308 و 3 zeros، وبعدين هتطلع
then
هتطلع 3 by 10 power 5.
3.08 times 10 power of 5. Yes, thank you. The last style of the question. Sometimes he gave you different numbers and ask you to order them from smallest to largest. Like if I have 3.1 times 10 power 4 and 5.2 times 10 power of 3 and 7.2 times 10 power of negative 5, okay, and 8.1 times 10 power of 2. If I ask you to put them from smallest to largest, I will look for the negative power. Always the negative power, it means a decimal. So even if I have this number is larger, but we have a negative power, we start by this number. So 7.2 times 10 power of negative 5. Then we look for the positive power, but the smallest one. I have here 10 power of 4, 10 power of 2, and 10 power of 3. So which one is a smaller? Is 10 power of 2. So if I have different 10 power, I will take the smallest. So it will be 8.1 times 10 power of 2. Then I will look for the bigger a little bit. I have here 5.2 times 10 power of 3. So it will be 5.2 times 10 power 3. Then the last one is the largest power is 3.1 times 10 power of 4. Okay. Another one, order from smallest to largest. I have 9.1 times 10 power of 3. Then I have 7.2 times 10 power of 5. Then 6.2 times 10 power of negative 2. Then 4.18 times 10 power of 9. I ask here to put it from the largest. So no need to write them in expanded form. We can look for the power. The highest power, this means my largest number. So this is my largest number, 4.18 times 9, 10 power of 9. Then I have power of 5 and power of 3. So which one is bigger? Even I have here 9.1 and here 7.2. Here is my power is 5. So this is bigger. So 7.2 times 10 power of 5. Then I have power of 3. Then the smallest is the negative power. So no need to waste time and write it in expanded form. Sometimes he give us table and say this is the distance from this place to this place. Order them from smallest to largest. Okay. So I want you to practice this one. Put in order from largest.